10 hidden signs a woman is in love with you but scared to show it. Old Stoic wisdom. Love is not something you look for. Love is something you become. Serenia Loretta Young. Often, women don't express their feelings openly. Sometimes the woman who cares for you the most is the one who hides her emotions the deepest. Perhaps she's been hurt in the past. Maybe she's afraid of losing you, or maybe she simply doesn't know where she stands with you. But here's the truth. Even when a woman is in love but hesitant to express it, she leaves behind subtle, yet undeniable clues, small signs that many men overlook. If you've ever found yourself wondering, does she truly care for me, or am I just imagining it? Then this message is for you. In this article, we'll reveal the 10 unmistakable signs that a woman is deeply in love with you, but too afraid to admit it. And just wait until you discover the 7th sign. It's a surefire indicator. Let's dive in and uncover these hidden signals. 1. She gets quiet or awkward during intimate moments. Some of the strongest feelings are the ones that leave a person speechless. When a woman is falling for you but isn't ready to reveal her emotions, there's a subtle, almost imperceptible shift in her behavior that you must be attuned to. And the first clue lies in how she reacts during those intimate moments. The most intense feelings often leave people speechless and vulnerable, and this is exactly what you may witness when she's faced with a connection that overwhelms her. Imagine this: a moment where the two of you lock eyes a second longer than usual, or when you drop a compliment that makes her heart race. She might feel a playful touch on her arm, and all of a sudden, the air thickens with unspoken words. And that's when she retreats. She gets quiet, maybe laughs nervously, or redirects the conversation to something completely mundane, like work or the weather. Don't take this as disinterest. It's not that she doesn't care. In fact, it's the opposite. The truth is, she's feeling a rush of emotions she doesn't quite know how to process. It's a classic battle of her heart wanting to open up, but her mind, guided by the iron mind of old Stoic wisdom, still hesitates. She's internally wrestling with the feelings she hasn't yet had the courage to share. In these moments, the ancient Stoic principles come into play as she instinctively pulls back, afraid of being vulnerable. Picture a scene. You're sitting next to each other, sharing a laugh, and you tell her she has the most beautiful smile. Instead of leaning into the moment and allowing herself to bask in the warmth of your words, she might look down, fidget with her phone, or suddenly bring up something completely unrelated, like how her day went. This behavior may leave you scratching your head, but it's actually her heart's defense mechanism kicking in. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us that sometimes it's easier to distance ourselves emotionally than to allow ourselves to be exposed. She's protecting her feelings, unsure of what would happen if she let them free. It's a delicate dance of emotions, one where she's trying to balance the desire to be open with the fear of being hurt. When you see this, don't misread it as disinterest. It's simply her mind working hard to protect her heart. Understanding this is key to unraveling the mystery of her emotions, as the old Stoic wisdom encourages us to practice patience and resilience, while recognizing that not every emotion is immediately visible. Keep in mind, the journey of understanding her isn't about rushing into the deep end. It's about recognizing the quiet moments, the hesitation, and the strength she's showing by holding back. Patience is part of the Stoic path. Embrace it. 2. She engages in push-pull behavior. Love, when held back, isn't just a quiet thing. It's like a storm that stirs up waves of emotions, crashing in only to retreat just as quickly. If a woman is in love with you but too scared to let those feelings fully show, her actions might leave you scratching your head. One moment, she's texting you first, laughing like you've just cracked the funniest joke in the world, letting down her walls and opening up like a book. The next, she's ghosting you, pulling back, becoming distant. All of a sudden, those deep conversations she used to engage in become as dry as a desert, and her responses seem to take forever. It's not just some mind game. It's a classic case of push-pull behavior, and it's all driven by fear. The old Stoic rules taught us that emotions can either rule us or be governed by us. But here's the thing. When a woman is emotionally torn between desire and caution, the battle often plays out through these unpredictable waves. This push-pull dynamic isn't just some simple hot and cold behavior, it's a protective mechanism. At her core, she might be scared to let her guard down. Why? Because she's afraid of getting hurt. Imagine the emotional turmoil inside her. Her heart yearns for closeness, but her mind, it whispers warnings. It tells her, don't get too close, don't open up fully, guard yourself. And thus, the emotional seesaw begins. This tug-of-war is not just a game, it's self-preservation at its finest. Let me break it down for you. Picture this. You've spent an evening talking, laughing, and truly connecting. Everything seems perfect, like you're on the same page, right? Then the next day, out of nowhere, she pulls back. She's distant, quiet. She takes forever to reply to texts, or worse, she doesn't reply at all. You can't help but think, what happened? Was it something I said? And here's where the Stoic wisdom can shed light on the situation. In the teachings of the Old Stoic, it's important to recognize that emotional reactions like these are deeply rooted in the fear of vulnerability. The Stoics valued reason over unchecked emotions, yet they also understood that fear is a natural human instinct, something we can't simply turn off. So when she goes quiet after a night of closeness, it's not about you or something you did. It's her mind's way of regaining control. She's emotionally overwhelmed and pulling back in order to create space for herself. In Stoic terms, her heart longs for connection, but her mind is calculating the risk. It's a battle between her longing for intimacy and her desire to protect herself from potential heartache. This is the push-pull in action. But let me be clear, this isn't something you can simply fix by force. The more you try to chase after her when she pulls away, the more you'll intensify the push. It's not about being the persistent guy who sends text after text. It's about patience. Let her regain her equilibrium. You must follow the Stoic principle of accepting what you cannot control and letting go of the outcome. You see, the key here is not in chasing her or making her feel pressured. No, the real secret lies in offering stability. Don't mirror her push-pull behavior. Stay calm, don't overreact. Let her come to you in her own time, once she's regained that emotional balance. In essence, when faced with this kind of behavior, you must embody the old Stoic rule of emotional resilience. Don't let emotions dictate your actions. If you can maintain your composure, she'll notice, and when she's ready, she'll open up again. It's not easy, but it's essential to understand that emotional shifts like these come from a place of fear, not a lack of interest. The more you give her space to navigate her emotions, the more likely she'll feel safe enough to stop pulling away. But remember, this process takes time. Be patient, and above all, remain calm. So next time she pulls back after an intense moment, don't panic. It's not a game. It's simply her heart trying to protect itself while it learns to trust you more. Trust the process, trust the Stoic principles, and most importantly, trust that patience will bring her back when she's ready. If you recognize this push-pull behavior in your relationship, drop a comment right now. I stay calm, I stay strong. Emotional resilience is the true path to trust. 3. She opens up emotionally in small doses. When a woman is in love but afraid to show it, she doesn't always express her emotions through grand declarations or loud confessions. No, true emotional connection often begins with subtle truths, shared quietly and carefully. As Epictetus wisely noted, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is exactly how love unfolds when someone is emotionally vulnerable. They test the waters, revealing pieces of themselves little by little, assessing your response before diving deeper. You'll notice that she doesn't immediately pour out her heart, but she will start opening up in small doses. These aren't random revelations. Every small confession is a calculated emotional risk, a powerful message in disguise. She's telling you, I trust you, without saying a word. You must recognize this for what it is, a sign of affection carefully hidden beneath layers of caution. A woman who loves you but is scared to show it, won't let down her guard all at once. She'll offer glimpses of her true feelings, trusting you to understand the unspoken. If you're wise, you'll recognize these moments as precious indicators of her deep affection. "He who is brave is free," said Seneca. So when you receive these small emotional disclosures, take them seriously. Don't let your fears or insecurities cloud your judgment. Embrace this as an opportunity to build trust, to prove that you are someone worthy of her vulnerability. Don't dismiss these pieces of her heart. Respect them, honor them. When you do, you create a deeper bond. In the modern world, where many men and women struggle to truly connect, recognizing these subtle cues is a skill few possess. But you must learn to spot these signs, because when a woman opens up, even a little, it is a rare and significant gift. Be patient, be attentive, and above all, be someone who earns her trust. The strength of Stoicism teaches us that patience, in the face of emotional vulnerability, leads to victory. Stoicism wins when we rise above our emotions, and in doing so, we open the door to deeper, more meaningful relationships. 4. She gets nervous around you. There's a certain kind of nervous energy that shows up when feelings run deep, but words fall short. You must understand, when emotions run high, but the courage to speak them doesn't quite catch up, the body becomes her truest voice. She may not say it, but every little nervous gesture screams of affection. This isn't shyness, nor is it disinterest. It's a battleground where the old Stoic wisdom meets raw emotion, where her iron mind wrestles with the vulnerability of her heart. Watch closely, and you'll notice the signs. Her fingers might tap nervously against a surface. Her eyes might dart around as if seeking an escape from the intensity of the moment. She might absent-mindedly twirl her hair, or become unusually clumsy, like her body is betraying her mind's desperate attempt at control. Her voice may crack, or she might forget what she was saying mid-sentence, as if the words escape her at the mere thought of exposing her feelings. This is not because she doesn't know how to behave, rather it's because her heart is racing faster than her mind can process, and the old Stoic principles of emotional restraint have slipped just out of reach. It's important to recognize that these are not the actions of someone who is disinterested in you, but of someone whose feelings are so intense, they're hard to contain. You see, when she blushes at a compliment, when she avoids your gaze and nervously changes the subject, it's not rejection. No, far from it. What you're seeing is the fight between her affection and her fear of being too vulnerable. She's scared, not of you, but of the possibility of exposing too much, too soon. It's as if her heart has already given away the truth, and her mind is still scrambling to keep the guard intact. In these moments, she's showing you exactly how much she cares. The iron mind that the Stoic principles speak of, strong, disciplined, and impenetrable, is being tested by an emotion so powerful it can't be contained. Imagine this. You casually give her a compliment, something simple like, "You look great today," and instead of responding with a smile or a "thank you," she looks down, her cheeks flushing a deep red, and quickly shifts the topic to something entirely unrelated. That awkward moment isn't rejection. It's the exact opposite. It's her fear of being seen too clearly, of letting her guard down in a way that would expose how deeply she feels for you. Her nervousness is her heart trying to stay hidden, her iron mind trying to keep control of the situation, even though everything within her wants to shout out what she feels. It's crucial to understand this subtle dance between the Stoic mindset and the overwhelming power of love. Women like this don't easily show their vulnerability. They've been taught to hold their emotions in check, to control them, to follow the Stoic principles that demand emotional strength. But love, real love, doesn't always follow the rules. It erupts when least expected and challenges even the strongest iron mind. The fear you see in her actions, her nervous tics, the way her words falter, is not a sign of a lack of affection, but rather a sign of the depth of it. It's a vulnerability she's struggling to allow, an emotion she's scared to fully embrace, but one that's undeniably there. So when you see her get nervous around you, don't mistake it for disinterest. It's a signal that her feelings are stronger than she's willing to admit. She's afraid of letting her guard down, afraid of exposing her heart too much too soon. But her nervous energy? It's a clear indicator that she cares deeply, that she's not indifferent. The Old Stoic wisdom tells us that the most disciplined minds often harbour the most intense feelings, and her nervousness is simply a reflection of that internal struggle. You, my friend, are the object of her affection, and she's trying desperately to keep it under wraps, all while her heart races in a way she can't control. If you've noticed these signs, you know exactly what they mean. Her nerves aren't a sign of disinterest, but a reflection of how deeply she cares. If you believe love is a powerful force that even the strongest minds can't fully control, drop a comment right now. I am the man who recognizes the power of vulnerability. True strength lies not in control, but in the courage to embrace what's real. 5. She gets jealous, but tries to hide it. Jealousy. The silent, sneaky little monster that creeps into the room without making a sound. It's not always loud and obvious. It doesn't demand your attention like an overbearing guest. But trust me, it's there, lurking just beneath the surface. And when a woman is secretly in love with you but too scared to show it, jealousy has a way of revealing itself in the most subtle and sneaky ways. And here's the kicker. She won't even admit it. Why? Because, as the old Stoic wisdom goes, controlling one's emotions is a mark of strength. The Stoic principles urge us to master our internal world, to maintain composure despite the storms brewing around us. But even Stoics, with all their wisdom, can't completely erase the pulse of jealousy when love is involved. The Stoic rules suggest we should act rationally, but when it comes to matters of the heart, the rational often takes a back seat to the emotional. A woman who is in love but doesn't feel safe showing it will disguise her jealousy as something else. She might remain quiet when you mention another woman, perhaps a co-worker or an ex. Her calm exterior won't give her away, but you'll feel it. It's not anger. It's not hatred. It's something far more complex. It's the discomfort of longing mixed with fear, restrained by her own Stoic discipline. But underneath, that jealousy is boiling. You might notice her energy shift. Suddenly, she's distant, her words fewer, her gaze wandering off to a faraway place. It's not that she doesn't care. It's that she cares too much. She's holding back her feelings because she's afraid of being vulnerable. As the Stoic teachings suggest, vulnerability in love can sometimes feel like a weakness, something to be avoided at all costs. Yet that very vulnerability is what makes her love so powerful. It's fascinating, isn't it? That tension between the desire to be emotionally open and the fear of rejection. According to a study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, people who suppress their romantic feelings often experience emotional discomfort when they perceive romantic competition. And no, it's not about being possessive. It's a deep, internal struggle between wanting to claim what she wants and holding back in fear of rejection. The Stoic view would advise her to focus on what she can control, her own behaviour, her emotions, but those natural human impulses are not always so easily subdued. So don't expect her to confront you about her jealousy. She won't throw a tantrum or shout accusations. Instead, she'll subtly withdraw. Her face might go blank for a moment, or she'll start picking at something on the table. Her voice might lose its warmth, as if the spark has dimmed just a little. It's a small, quiet shift in her behaviour. She won't say she's bothered, but you'll feel the change in the air. The truth is, this is a woman who's mastered the art of restraint, just like the Stoics teach. She knows that to give in to jealousy could make her vulnerable. And yet, in her heart, she can't help but feel it. But you must understand this. Her silence is not indifference. It's her attempt to control something she can't fully control, her feelings for you. She is desperately trying to keep them in check, but they are there, bubbling beneath the surface. What can you do about it? First, acknowledge her silence. Don't push her to express jealousy. That would be a violation of the very Stoic principles she's trying so hard to follow. Instead, offer her a sense of reassurance. Reassure her that her place in your life is secure, that your heart is open and true. But do this with respect for her space. Let her express herself at her own pace. The Old Stoic wisdom reminds us that patience, restraint, and understanding are key in navigating the delicate complexities of relationships. If you can feel the unspoken tension and you understand the quiet power of restraint, then drop this in the comments right now. I master my emotions, and so does she. Like this video, subscribe for more timeless wisdom, and remember, true strength lies in control, not conquest. 6. She initiates contact but hesitates to go deeper. When a woman loves you but is too scared to openly show it, her actions speak volumes. She may initiate contact, texting first, checking in, sending you funny videos, yet hesitate to dive into deeper emotional waters. This seemingly casual outreach is her quiet confession, an indirect way of staying connected without laying her heart bare. It's a delicate balance of longing for intimacy but holding back, fearful of exposing her vulnerability. The truth is, beneath every playful text and every surface-level conversation, she harbors a powerful desire for closeness. But the fear of being hurt, of revealing too much, keeps her at arm's length. She avoids serious, emotional conversations, steering clear of anything that could expose her true feelings. The lesson here? Recognize this pattern. It's her way of showing affection while guarding herself. You must understand that her hesitation isn't a rejection. It's a shield formed by past wounds or an inherent fear of being too open. Take charge of this situation, just as the Stoics like Epictetus would suggest, by offering reassurance without force, by showing your own strength and confidence. You have to lead, to be the steady hand that guides her through the emotional complexity, without overwhelming her. She needs to feel safe, to trust that you won't expose her heart to harm. Don't force her into vulnerability, but instead, create an environment where she can slowly and securely let it slip out. Remember, as Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Apply this Stoic wisdom. When you're not needy, when you're not desperate for her love, it will empower her to be open in her own time. You must maintain your Stoic composure, understand the subtle signs she's giving, and be patient. This patience isn't about waiting passively, it's about leading with power, confidence, and wisdom. By mastering your own emotional strength, you provide the stability she needs to confront her own fears and eventually embrace the love she's too afraid to express. Be the rock she can lean on. In the end, Stoicism teaches us that strength, confidence, and understanding win. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Apply this and watch how she starts to move closer. In love, as in life, Stoicism wins when you lead with certainty, patience, and strength. 7. She remembers the little details. When a woman is emotionally invested in you, but hesitant to show it, it's like she's got an iron mind, a wall built with Stoic principles, and yet beneath that calm exterior, there's a river of emotions waiting to burst free. Don't mistake her silence for indifference. The truth is, she's watching every little thing you say and do. It's not just that she notices the obvious stuff. It's the tiniest, most fleeting details that seem to slip by unnoticed by everyone else that she keeps in her memory. That random remark about your favourite colour, the offhand mention of a childhood memory, or a small detail about your family, these are the things that stick with her. Don't doubt it. She remembers every bit of it. It's the way the old Stoic wisdom guides her actions, teaching her to keep her emotions in check, to act with restraint, and yet still harbour that deep, undying affection. So when she mentions that colour or recalls a memory you mentioned in passing, understand this. It's not just idle conversation. She's showing that her mind is working overtime, compiling the smallest details, because deep down, she cares. The subtlety here is key. She's not doing this to flaunt her affection. Instead, she's quietly tucking her emotions away, unwilling to let them show too directly. She may not express her feelings openly, but the fact that she remembers these details is the clearest sign of her emotional investment. It's her way of keeping the emotions close, yet protected, as she stays grounded in the Stoic principles of control and emotional discipline. Don't misunderstand this reserved behavior. It's a demonstration of depth, a reserved love. If she's holding back, remember this. The ability to recall these small moments with precision is a sign of how profoundly she cares. You must trust this. You have to understand it. It's not just about what she says, but how much she remembers. This is her way of telling you she's invested, in ways her words can't express. You have to see this for what it is, a woman's quiet way of telling you that you matter, even if she's not willing to shout it from the rooftops. 8. She supports you in subtle ways. Listen up, fellas. If a woman is truly in love with you but too afraid to show it, she's going to show her affection in ways that may fly under your radar. You need to pay attention. A lot of these signs will be quiet, like a whisper in the middle of a crowded room, but you can be sure it's there. She's not going to make a grand display or shout from the rooftops. Nope. That would go against the very principles of subtlety she's trying to uphold. This is where Stoic principles come into play, the ancient wisdom that teaches us to manage our emotions and keep our vulnerabilities in check. Much like the Old Stoics, she's going to play her cards close to the chest. You may not notice it at first, but over time you'll see her little acts of kindness that go beyond what you'd expect from a simple friend. Maybe she brings you your favourite coffee when you've had a rough day at work, or she picks up your dry cleaning without asking. These small gestures, these friendly acts, are actually the manifestation of deeper feelings. You see, she's doing this not to impress you or make you feel indebted, but because she cares. She wants to support you emotionally, but she's terrified that if she shows too much, she might be rejected or hurt. And this is where you have to pay attention to her energy. It's not about the obvious signs that everyone talks about. It's not about her saying, "I love you," every 5 minutes. She's learning to play by the Stoic rules. She's keeping things measured, keeping things controlled, out of fear of being vulnerable. In fact, she's taking the old Stoic wisdom to heart. Control your emotions. Don't let them control you. She's scared of showing too much because she doesn't want to be seen as weak, and she sure as hell doesn't want to risk being rejected. But here's the thing. Don't mistake her quiet support for mere politeness or kindness. This isn't just being nice. If she's consistently there for you, even when the rest of the world is too busy to notice, take a step back and ask yourself why. Ask yourself if her quiet gestures might be a form of love in disguise. You need to recognize these subtle cues, even if she's too afraid to voice it out loud. In her own way, she's saying, "I'm here for you." Now, you might be thinking, but if she really loved me, why doesn't she just say it? Good question, but remember, the old Stoic would never put their emotions on display for the world to see. She's doing what the Stoic philosophers have been preaching for centuries. She's keeping her emotions in check, masking her feelings, and weighing the risk of vulnerability. It's almost as if she is showing you the most Stoic version of love. She's there for you, but she's not laying it all out on the table. It's a delicate balance of showing care while guarding her heart. She's testing the waters, trying to figure out if you're the one who will value her love, or if you'll turn it into something painful. So don't ignore the little things. Don't dismiss the just being nice moments as insignificant. Understand the depth behind those actions. They are a sign that she's carefully placing her affection in a place where it won't be trampled. She's being cautious, yes, but also incredibly brave in her own quiet way. And here's the kicker. She's hoping that you'll notice, that you'll see through her subtlety and recognize the deep care she has for you. The old Stoic would have told you that true strength lies in self-control and in how you react to emotions, not in letting them drive you. In this situation, her strength is in her restraint. But don't be fooled. If you play your cards right, if you open your eyes to her quiet support, you might just discover that beneath the surface, she's in love with you, just too afraid to say it out loud. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 9. She tries to impress you without trying too hard. In life, there are few things more profound than understanding the hidden emotions that govern human relationships. When it comes to women, understanding the subtle signs they give can make all the difference. She tries to impress you without trying too hard. Do not mistake her efforts as mere coincidence. When a woman likes you but is hesitant to show it, you'll notice how she puts extra care into her appearance, her actions, even her words when she knows you'll be around. It could be as simple as choosing a carefully selected outfit, perfecting a skill to impress you, or going the extra mile to assist you without expecting anything in return. These are not desperate attempts to gain your attention, but calculated gestures. She wants you to notice her, to value her, but she is also cautious, aware of how easy it is to be perceived as forward. This is not about acting out of desperation, far from it. It's about carefully balancing her desire to be seen with her fear of rejection. True wisdom is knowing how little we know, said Epictetus, and the wisdom here lies in understanding this delicate balance. She's trying to show you something deeper without saying it outright. She wants you to see the potential of something greater, yet fears the vulnerability that comes with putting it all on the line. Modern life is filled with distractions, and we often mistake effort for something shallow. But in the realm of relationships, especially love, these subtle signals speak volumes. You must learn to read between the lines, to observe with an open mind and a sharp eye. Epictetus once stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." So, observe her actions. React with patience, wisdom, and confidence. The fact that she is trying to impress you without being too obvious shows that she values your perception. She's testing the waters, seeing if you will recognize the depth of her feelings without pushing her too far. If you are wise, if you adopt the Stoic mindset of embracing patience and control, you will understand this dance she's doing and respect it. Don't rush her. Don't demand an answer. The answer is in the small things, in her gestures, in her care, in how she ensures you notice her without overwhelming you. This is a delicate balance between fear and affection, and the key is to understand it before it fades away. Be steadfast, steady, and wise, like the Stoics before us. In the words of Epictetus, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In love, wealth comes not from rushing the relationship or forcing a commitment, but from respecting the hidden depth of feelings that lie beneath the surface. The woman who is trying to impress you in this way is not just looking for attention. She is offering a glimpse into her soul, one that is both vulnerable and powerful. You must seize the opportunity, but only when you've proven yourself worthy. It's all about control, wisdom, and timing. That's how you win the heart of a woman who is scared to show her love. Embrace Stoicism. Let her see that you are a man who understands, who values subtlety, and who holds his power. 10. She acts protective of you. When a woman is in love with you but hesitant to show it, you might notice that she behaves in a way that's a little more protective than you'd expect. Don't be fooled by her subtlety. It's one of the clearest signs she's feeling something deeper. Think about it. Have you ever had a conversation where she's defending you even when the situation isn't really that serious? It's almost as if she's stepping up, protecting your honor, and sticking up for you without even being asked. Or, when you're feeling down, you might find her checking in on you. Whether you're sick, stressed, or dealing with something tough, she makes sure you're okay in the quietest of ways, almost like a guardian angel watching from the sidelines. That's her way of saying, "I care," without coming out and saying it directly. It's not so much about grand gestures, rather, it's the little things that demonstrate how much she truly values your well-being. This is not just a friendly move, it's affection wrapped in stoic silence. She's holding back because she's scared to reveal too much, but underneath it all, there's an iron mind of caring waiting to burst out. Her protective nature is one of those quiet, yet powerful signals that follow the old Stoic principles. Stoics often say that the mind must remain calm, composed, and self-sufficient, but there's a lesson in love that ties into this. A woman who's in love yet hesitant knows that her actions might speak louder than words. and she's using the old Stoic wisdom to express her feelings indirectly. So don't just shrug off her concern as just being a good friend or her defensiveness as overprotectiveness. These are signs of an iron mind at work, an iron mind that's learning how to keep its emotions in check while still showing affection in subtle yet meaningful ways. It's a fine balance of courage and hesitation, one that most people don't even realize they're managing. You have to understand that it's this very fear of vulnerability that keeps her in check, the same stoic mind that's guiding her to maintain her composure while still protecting you. It's important to recognize these moments. Don't wait for her to say it outright. Pay attention to the stoic actions that reveal her true feelings, even when she's holding them back. In this subtle dance of love, where vulnerability meets stoicism, you must recognize the signs of care that might not scream, "I love you" from the rooftops. Look for the protection, the attention, and the quiet gestures. Those are the moments when the stoic wisdom shines through, the times when love is expressed, not through words, but through actions that are simple, clear, and powerful. So, next time she defends you or checks in after a tough day, don't overlook it. The old stoic wisdom is working in the background, and it's telling you everything you need to know about her feelings. Recognize it, and don't let it slip by unnoticed. All right, folks, that's a wrap for today's video. I hope you found these 10 hidden signs a woman might be in love with you, but just too scared to show it. Helpful and insightful. If you learned something new today or found the content valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up, share it with friends, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more videos like this. I always love hearing from you, so if you have any thoughts, feedback, or if you want to share your own experiences or questions about this topic, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. Let's keep the conversation going. Your opinions matter, and I truly enjoy reading and responding to what you all have to say. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care, stay grounded, and remember, understanding these little signs can help you build stronger, more meaningful connections with the people around you. See you in the next one.